Three news stories for you viewers. Firstly, African Union summit has ended. Now we have details for you what happened at the summit and what was said about Tigray conflict. Is this summit a success for Ethiopian PM Abiy? Second, viewers, I have been updating you about the friction between Addis Ababa mayor, Addis Ababa government, and Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The Orthodox Church wanted Addis Ababa mayor to visit the church headquarters, the church office. And we know that the church announced to hold a mass demonstration as well in coming days. Now, a few hours ago, Addis Ababa mayor visited the church head Abune Mathias. She has shared her pictures with Abune Mathias. But Maretiab Asifar and other Ethiopian Orthodox preacher has released a statement after this meeting between Adanech Abebe and Abune Mathias. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story from Afar where a French news channel has shared a documentary from war affected areas of Afar. The French journalists managed to reach Arabati and they captured some action live and they show what's happening in Arabati. Firstly, viewers, African Union summit ended today, a two-day summit. What happened at the summit? Which main issues have been discussed? Did Tigray came under discussion? So far, what we have learned is that African Union has condemned the coups in Africa. We have seen coups in Africa, I think four coups in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, then a coup attempt in Guinea-Bissau as well, a coup attempt in Sudan too. So African Union condemned coup and it called for some stringent measures to counter these coups. COVID-19 came under discussion that there must be some policies to counter this pandemic. Thirdly, intra-Africa trade came under discussion that African countries should try to increase intra-Africa trade. Fourthly, African Union is calling for permanent representation at UN Security Council. PM Abiy in his speech demanded that Africa should have two permanent UN Security Council seats and five non-permanent seats at the UN Security Council. Did Tigray come under discussion? Much of this summit was behind the closed doors. We could not hear speeches from all African leaders. Tigray was discussed. Tigray came under the spotlight in response to questions in a press briefing by head of African Union's Peace and Security Committee. Benkole Adoye is the head of African Union's Peace and Security Committee. In a press briefing, he was asked questions about Tigray. He said that African Union had been engaged to resolve Tigray since the start of this conflict. And in coming days, Obasanjo, this week, he said, this week Obasanjo will travel to war-affected areas. And important thing, new announcement, he said, African Union will appoint more experts from African countries to find a solution to this conflict. This is a new thing that African Union is saying it will appoint experts from African countries to find a way out of this crisis. We did not see any condemnation of what's happening, no call for investigation into human rights abuses in Tigray, Amhara, Afar, no condemnation of any atrocities. Now, overall, this summit is a success for Ethiopian government, for Ethiopian PM Abiy. He held extensive discussions with several African leaders. We've seen pictures of PM Abiy with leaders of Zimbabwe, Congo, South Africa, neighboring countries like Somalia, Kenya. So he managed to strengthen his personal ties and Ethiopian ties with other African countries through this summit. Summit was held in a very peaceful and efficient manner. It has been concluded in a very impressive way as well. So overall, he seems to have convinced African countries that all is well in Ethiopia. There is a small conflict in a region of Ethiopia. Overall, situation is under control of Ethiopian government. That is what situation is now. Ethiopian government is in control of the situation. It was not a few months ago. Now it is in control. Secondly, viewers, Adanech Abebe, Addis Ababa mayor, has averted an imminent crisis. Tensions were rising between Ethiopian Orthodox Church and Addis Ababa government. Church elders were telling Addis Ababa mayor to visit the church office. We saw within the past few days some incidents in which the church elders accused Addis Ababa government of disrespecting the church. But today, Adanech Abebe visited Abune Mathias, head of Ethiopian Orthodox Church. She has shared her pictures with Abune Mathias. You can see her picture with Abune Mathias. And she has said that her meeting with Abune Mathias was very constructive, and both agreed to resolve problems through dialogue and through legal means. So the lady has shown maturity. As a politician, you should avert crisis. That is what politicians should do. And she did exactly the same thing. She went to meet Abune Mathias. But Maretiab Assefa is an Orthodox preacher known for his fiery speeches. He has rejected this meeting of Adanech Abebe and Abune Mathias. He says that on the 4th of February, Ethiopian calendar, a meeting is scheduled to be held between all church elders and Addis Ababa government. And on the 4th of February, Adanech Abebe must come to church office and explain and clarify the situation in front of all church elders. And this meeting does not mean that she should not attend the 4th of February meeting. So she is being now pressured into attending the next meeting on the 4th of February. Maretiab Assefa has huge following. We know that wherever he goes, his religious gatherings have huge presence of people. Let's see. So far, she has tried to avert a major crisis. Lastly, viewers, a French news channel, its journalists have visited a fighting affected area in Afar region. They managed to reach Arabati, Wareda, and they captured some action live there. They have shown in the documentary what's happening in Afar. Massive displacements can be seen, women, children can be seen displaced. Afar fighters can be seen, sound of gunshots can be heard in the background. We have some bits and pieces of this documentary for you. Yes, displacements are underway, no doubt about that. Tens of thousands have been displaced from Kanaba, Pirhale, Abala. So, if this conflict goes on, you'll keep on seeing these scenes in Afar, in Amhara, in Tigray. There must be some sort of solution. Otherwise, displacements in Afar, hunger in Tigray, displacements in some parts of Amhara will continue, viewers. Well, there's a few snippets from French TV's documentary. Thanks for watching.
Posé par le gouvernement éthiopien.
Mekele est à 50 km d'ici.
C'est quoi Mekele?
Mekele, c'est la capitale de la région Tigray. Ce que je veux dire, c'est qu'ils n'ont que 50 km à faire pour venir ici. En fait, ils sont là. Ce groupe terroriste est tout proche, là. Vous entendez le son des tirs?
C'est la folie, c'est terrible.
7000 civils habitent autour d'Abala, surtout des éleveurs qui partent avec leur seule richesse, leurs troupeaux. En quelques